Hey, Matt here, and I want to go over the log feature in ScrapeJet. If you're having issues with ScrapeJet, things aren't working right, or you want to understand how the backend's working, or all those sorts of things so that you can better troubleshoot, better understand how ScrapeJet is working, you can go down here and hit this Create Log option, and then run ScrapeJet. After ScrapeJet is done running, it will have this session log file in your main ScrapeJet folder. And we can open that up and get a good idea of what's going on, but one important note is that you can only currently run the log with one profile here. So if you have multiple profiles here, just remove those and just use the one to test with. And so we go in here, and the first line we're going to see is that it gives us the physical location of the actual profile. The next line is no UPR or DPR. This is no URL PageRank filter or no domain PageRank filter enabled. And what that's talking about is here, if you right click, you can set PR filter, and you can do based off of the domain or the URL. The next line is no OBL filter enabled, and as you can guess, you can right click and you can set the outbound links filter for selected profile. And so that just says none of those are enabled. Next, we have keywords harvested. So it's basically going to take and look at the keywords you give it and then harvest more keywords if you've punched in keywords. If you load a file, then this wouldn't apply. So it harvested 40 more keywords for me. Then it says proxies. It tests the proxies and tells you how many proxies you have in there that are working. And then this is the definition file. So this footprint, so this is based on this, we can look and see that it's WordPress. And so if we actually go into our ScrapeJet folder and go to configuration and go to WordPress.def, and I'm just going to edit here and view this in Notepad, you can see footprint, and this is the actual footprint we have here, WordPress. So the premise here is that we know that the current profile being worked with here, or the current platform rather, is using this footprint, and we can see that that's WordPress, and we can match it up so we know what ScrapeJet is doing. Harvester response here, 200 obviously means okay, and what this is doing is harvesting URLs to grab comments from, because I chose the auto comment grab feature. So it went through here and harvested 940 URLs to grab comments from, and then it grabbed 36,000 comments to use. And that is the basic pre-setup that ScrapeJet goes through before it starts harvesting URLs and then commenting. So here we can see another harvester response of 200 OK, which is for this here. It used the keyword ScrapeJet, combined it with my footprint, and harvested Google and found 100 URLs. And then it's going to take those 100 URLs and it's going to try to post to them. Now, as you can go through here, you can see the various errors. Error 403 forbidden, failed to submit, 404 page not found, failed to submit, etc., etc. And so you can see the actual URLs being posted to. You can see the errors or successes next to them. And then as we scroll down, we can see for that group of 100 that it successfully submitted one, and then it runs the link checker and it found no links because this one that it submitted went to moderation. Now at this point it's probably good to talk about here the time on the side here. This is the time running, and so this is the hours, minutes, and then seconds that it takes to post through everything, and that's in military time, so 1500 hours, 51 minutes, and the seconds and the change. And then as we're actually looking here, we can see that it takes, for the 100 URLs or so there, it takes just under a minute to post to them. Most of them finish pretty quickly, but then a couple there take a few seconds. And then it goes around and takes the next keyword, which is the same keyword because you can get more than 100 results for it. Harvester response okay, another 100, goes through here and then starts submitting and that sort of thing. And you can see some submitted. Now it only submitted 2, but it found 298 links, and the reason for that is that I've already done a run where it submitted and links are already found on here, and so it failed to submit probably because WordPress denied me the submission because I already had a link on there, but yet the link checker found the links that already existed as it goes through there, and then it's also running the rapid indexer. So as you continue to go down through, and then so on and so forth, as we go down through here, it does the same thing. It just keeps harvesting more keywords, and you can see the response, and as it goes down through there, it shows the submitted and the found and that sort of thing. And we continue to go down through here, and we can get way down here and see that it's found more links and submitted more. The found count is a running total of how many links that have been found on this whole run, whereas the submitted is just a count for this group here since the harvest of the last keyword. So see, there was 11 submitted for that group, 306 found, and then there were 7 submitted for this group and 306 found, etc. And then I just scrolled all the way down to the bottom here, and it's the same thing. It's harvester response, looking for the keyword, URLs harvested, and then running through here. Now, if you're having a problem where, say, ScrapeJet looks like it's not doing anything and it's just sitting around with no submitted, no found, if you were to take and, say, check off the blog engine platform, and then you put in a bunch of obscure keywords and no blogs exist with those keywords, then you would get something where it would say harvester response 200 OK. It'll list the keyword and it'll say URLs harvested and it'll say 0. And then it'll turn around and it'll have the same thing over and over again. So if you just have something that looks like this, where it's just harvester response 200 OK, but your keywords are flowing through here with no harvested or only a couple harvested, that's the reason why ScrapeJet is just running around in circles, because it's handing keywords to Google. And it is saying, okay, combine this with the footprint and then give me the blogs on this platform about this subject. Well, if there aren't any or Google doesn't know about any, then it's going to give you back 0 results or only a few results. And so ScrapeJet's not going to have much, if anything, to post to. And then it's going to turn around and hand Google the next keyword. And you could run in a circle endlessly for hours and hours and hours and not actually submit anything because your keywords are obscure or the platform that you're using has no results for that keyword. So that's something you can look for. Also, if you have harvester response that's something other than 200 OK, then that would be something to look at, because that would indicate that you're not able to harvest things from Google. And then there's other error codes, but basically they're your standard error codes that you would see for responses here, and then responses from the blogs themselves. So you can look those up, just go Google them, and you can find out what each error code is. And that is how you can use the log file in ScrapeJet to self-troubleshoot.